So I'm watching the Danny Boyle pistol, fucking mushmouth. The Pistol TV series. And it's a rough one. Like, within 5 minutes, maybe a little over 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, but definitely before 10, I said, I can't do this. I can't put myself through this. It was that quick. But I've been soldiering through it. I got 2 more episodes to go. I want to finish watching it before I talk about it. But I don't even know how I'm going to talk about it. Like, I could just dedicate this channel for the next year to this thing at my regular output of 1 to 2 videos a day. Because there's just so much there to just be fascinated by. I can't say it's bad. I mean, yeah, it's bad. Well, I don't know. See, I don't know. It's bizarre. It's kind of what I thought it would be. But, I'll get to that later. The thing I wanted to talk about first off, because I think it would take up too much of the actual review, is how they try to whitewash the more subversive aspects of the Sex Pistols. How they try to say Vivian Skimpy Clothes is turning the male gaze back upon itself. And yeah, we use a lot of swastikas, but we put them in pink. Nazis don't like pink. I mean, it's that fucking retarded. But the song Bodies appears on their Nevermind the Bollocks album. And it's a song about abortion. It's not anti-abortion, it's not pro-abortion, it's just about abortion. John Lydon wrote the lyrics, and he's been asked about it many times, and he's said many times that it's not for or against, it's just talking about what it is. And the horrors of it. And he's said, it's just me saying, think about it. Yeah, you don't want to, sometimes it is better to not have a baby that's going to be unloved and neglected. But it is a horrible thing. Now, of course, people can't do nuance any longer. They were never really good at it anyway. And they like to put people into boxes. So, of course, now this makes them absolutely conservative, Nazi anti-abortionist, when that's complete bullshit. But the song required people who were looking at it lyrically to think about it, and they don't like that. They don't want you thinking about anything. So they tried to recontextualize the song in a way that's so incredibly retarded that it's just fascinating. You know, I don't know, like it was about a girl named Pauline who used to hang around the scene, who was, by accounts from Johnny, very promiscuous kind of girl that used to sleep around and would use abortion as sort of as a birth control. And she was a little wacky. Allegedly, she was in mental health facilities. But I don't know that she was ever... well, the whole thing is just... It's fantasy. That's the thing about the whole show, is it's like they take real people and some real documented stories and things about the band, and they just create a fan fiction around them. So what they did is they decided to make Pauline a black woman who had some mental health issues, was put into a institution, and a big evil bald white man raped her and he made her get an abortion. He told her, get rid of it. As, rapists tend to do. And so she listened to him, and because I had no choice or something, and it made her out to be this tragic story. When the girl Pauline wasn't just one abortion, that was, I think, what the song was being critical of. And also, they in Hollywood, they have this new trope now. Black people have always gotten the shaft when it comes to good parts in Hollywood. Basically because there's not a lot of black Jews. And, if you want a good part, you want a major role, there's a lot of nepotism in Hollywood, and that's fine. A lot of people do nepotism. But if you want the good parts or major parts, you have to have some kind of Jewish lineage or some kind of Jewish connection. Either you married in, or you have Ashkenazi Jewish blood of some kind. And, there's not many black Jews. You got, Lenny Kravitz and his mom from Good Times? You know what I mean? So you don't have a lot of black Jews, and that's why you don't see a lot of major roles for black people. In the 70s and 80s, they used to get all the, pimp roles and the gangster roles. Robert Townsend did a great movie about it, which is definitely worth seeking out, called The Hollywood Shuffle. It's hilarious, and it holds up really well. And it talks about the struggle black actors have in Hollywood. But it's not in any way preachy. It's really enjoyable. And, some of those jokes people still use now. People talk about that movie still this day, and it's really well done. Now, with this new woke culture, instead of making black people choose between street people, hookers, and prostitutes, now they have this new trope of the mystical black person. Now, the mystical black person, you've seen this usually in a lot of science fiction. Doctor Who, the current Obi-Wan Kenobi, Watchmen, list goes on and on, where they take this black person who is kind of mystical or shaman-like, and they have these almost precognitive powers, and they come into the story and they touch everyone's life. And normally written by Jews who write these things. And that's just how it is. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. And their thing is, we'll show people, black people can be, it's so dehumanizing. Black people are, you're expecting to see them rob a bank, but instead they're the mystical wizard behind everything. We'll empower these people. It's so fucking condescending. So of course they have the mystical black person in the show because it was made in current day, and they've made Pauline the mystical black person, which is fucking bizarre. And the lyrics, they try to explain every line of the song. The part about her being an animal, Pauline says this, I'm an animal. And it's so cringy and awful. You just see it, watch it. I think the episode, I think it's the 4th episode, I think it's called Bodies. They take a whole episode to try to make it seem like, oh no, we weren't doing what you thought you were. We were actually doing this smart reversal of what... It's like the guy that wrote it, they won't even talk to. That'd be John Lydon. And he's gone on record a million times saying it's not pro-abortion, it's not anti-abortion. It's just about abortion. This is what happens. This is what it is. Just something to think about. Food for thought. As a lot of his lyrics are. He's never really taken much... the Sex Pistols, for all their talk of the political stuff, they were more just humanist politics. They were more against fascism. The Clash was more specific in their politics, where they would sing about actual leaders or dictators or world events. They were a lot more specific. The Sex Pistols never really were. They were just authority bad monarchy bad. I get it. I mean, and they try to. I see them now. I'm wandering into talking about the film. They try to make Vivian Westwood another mystical person. Like, no, we're using the swastika against the Nazis. It's like, who is buying this bullshit? They made her seem like this they do this with all the women in the show. Because of feminism and because of wokeism and all this stuff. Whatever, it's fine. I'll explain why they do that when I'm doing the review too. But anyway, it's not just a virtue signal. There's a financial component here. There are tons of channels built around critiquing current woke stuff, like Star Wars is ruined by wokeness, Doctor Who is ruined by... It's like, they must know that there is a program to fund works of entertainment that are considered to progress society. And they get cash for this, cash toward their works. So Marvel Comics, they don't care if they sell comics in the shops because it's already been paid for by these grants because they put progressive stances in their material. The guys that run these kind of channels must know this, but if they talked about it, it would ruin their fucking whole grift. So anyway, and good form, whatever. I like some of those channels. I watch some of those channels. It's kind of boring at this point. It's like, yeah, we know everything sucks. But so Pauline is this mystical black woman who knows things about each person, like, and everyone she touches in the show is deeply affected by her. She knew something about Vivian and just used something when she was talking to Steve. She knew about, like, his abuse. She said some words that his father would say. It's all retarded. A long way to try to explain away something that they felt was problematic. And they're like, and we'll make Pauline a black woman. My image of who Pauline was probably one of those chicks wearing like the raincoats with no bras, probably bleached blonde hair, or some kind of bleached hair. It wasn't. I never thought it was mystical black person. It was really weird, and they made her kind of dowdy and sort of homely. When I first saw her in the scene in the mental institution, I go, ugh, because she reminded me of, she looks like a lot of the crazy women around here that shit in front of stores and stuff, where they just pull up their dress and take a shit. So I'm sure the actress is probably really pretty if you put makeup on her and made her look normal, but they really made her look disturbing. Maybe because she's supposed to be crazy, and, well, of course, she's schizophrenic, she's gonna be disturbing. We get a fucking bad rap in this shit all the time. Whatever, So anyway, they took that whole thing, and that's the whole series. Is they try to take everything that was punk about them and say, no, this is what they really meant, and try to bring it into current day attitudes, which is fucking retarded. I mean, I don't know. See, now I'm going into talking about the show, and I will talk about it when I finish watching it. But this bodies thing just really bugged me. Because it's all fantasy. Now I know why they didn't want to talk to John. He wasn't involved, because they wouldn't be able to do this kind of stupid stuff. Because he'd been like, no, what are you talking about? It's fascinating. I can't say the whole thing is good, but it's definitely worth watching just because of this kind of insanity that I'm talking about now. Great tune, though. It holds up. It's still good. It's just, the concept of it is too nuanced for the modern person. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.